Good morning. Glad you're with us. I'm Rebecca Hager.
I'm Adam Atchison. Super Tuesday results are trickling in this morning. The next steps.
And we are getting new devastating video out of Tennessee after yesterday's deadly tornado. Cleanup is only beginning. Why officials now say the death toll is worse than they originally thought. But first, at 5 o'clock, an 11 breaking news alert. We're working to learn more about a shooting being investigated by Colorado Springs police. It happened on Chestnut Street. The call came in at about 7:45 last night. It's very early in the investigation, so we don't know a lot. We are working to learn if anyone was injured, and we want a description of any potential suspects. So we'll make some calls today. We'll update you as we get new information.
All right, well, you're likely waking up to a lot of alerts on your phone and political headlines this morning after Super Tuesday. And we've updated numbers right now on how Colorado and the rest of the nation voted.
So this is how things are looking across the country. Joe Biden was the big winner on Super Tuesday on the Democratic side. He's projected to win the most delegates in at least 9 states. But Bernie Sanders took home California, the state with the most delegates. So far, Maine is the only state that's not been called, but it appears to be leaning towards Biden.
Now, as expected, President Trump has won all of the states that have called a winner on the Republican ticket. But more to come. Laura Podesta has the latest for us.
At 5:05, we're looking ahead. As the Super Tuesday results are finalized, the Democratic and Republican parties in Colorado are looking ahead to November.
11 News reporter Jenna Middaugh is joining us live this morning. Jenna, what are the next steps for both
venues?
All right, big day. Looking forward to see what happens next. Thank you. All the election results are scrolling at the bottom of your screen, so we can put those up for you as they're updated, and check it out. That's KKTB.com. In a breaking news update, the governor of Tennessee said overnight at least 24 people now are confirmed dead from severe storms. Officials say some of those people were found in their beds. It happened so fast, some didn't have time to take shelter. Nashville is one of the cities working to clean up this morning. The tornado that hit the city had winds of up to 160 miles per hour. It tore down homes, businesses, and a school. At least 47,000 homes are without power. Nashville's mayor says the community, though, is coming together
to rebuild our community.
That is amazing. The death toll is expected to rise again as multiple search and rescue efforts are underway. We knew Amazon was considering making one-day shipping the default for Prime eligible purchases, but now the company is going even further, where some Amazon customers can expect to get deliveries in only hours. At 5:09, we've got a look outside here in Pueblo as you're starting your day. We've got your forecast and traffic coming up. Developing now, we know the name of a man shot and killed by an officer. It happened last week at the Carl's Jr. drive-thru at Powers and Galley in Colorado Springs. The coroner identified the suspect as 28-year-old Desmond Hayes. The officer was off duty at the time. Police say the officer was inside his personal car when Hayes got inside and said he had a gun. The officer fired at least one round at him. He died at the scene. The officer is now on paid leave during the investigation. President Trump is donating his quarterly salary to efforts to stop the growing coronavirus outbreak. The White House press secretary tweeted a picture of the check along with the announcement. The $100,000 will go to the Department of Health and Human Services. When the president took office, he pledged to donate his salary. He has since given it to various government agencies, including Homeland Security, Transportation, and Veterans Affairs. We all deserve a treat from time to time, maybe eating at our favorite fast food restaurant. Well, one couple believes your dog does too. Wolf Bowl is a food truck just for dogs in Washington, D.C. It serves up healthy, fast treats for dogs. Ron and Solo Holloway are on a mission to keep their pets healthy. They started this truck. Ron is a U.S. veteran and got his dogs to help with PTSD.
Anxiety, the depression.
They're pretty amazing. So this food truck serves everything from hamburgers, tacos, donuts, even dog beer.
Dog beer, huh?
Yeah, we've given Sammy dog beer for her birthday, so you laugh, but it's a real thing.
Yeah, it's not alcoholic.
No,
it's just basic.
No.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Yeah,
sure.
To clarify for our viewers, we did not give our dog alcoholic beer.
Dog beer. Very cool idea, though, that food truck.
Well, Amazon wants you to get packages you order in only a few hours. Coming up, how it works and where it's being offered. In the meantime, at 5:22, this is pretty scary. An American Airlines flight had to be diverted. Get this, a man reportedly tried to open the airline's emergency exit door while it was in flight. According to one witness, a group of flight attendants and passengers subdued the man, thankfully. Airport police took him off the plane when it landed in St. Louis. The flight was supposed to go to Dallas-Fort Worth. It took off from Chicago.
I can understand why that was pretty scary.
Today marks 1 year since Hollywood star Luke Perry passed away. The 52-year-old actor died after suffering a stroke. Perry's final role was that of Fred Andrews, the father of Archie Andrews, on the popular teen drama Riverdale. He's most known for playing Dylan McKay on Beverly Hills 90210 in the 1990s, which was also his big break in Hollywood.
Weighed in on whether that means that we'll get deliveries in a few hours either.
Gosh, with that, will you ever have to go to the store again?
That's what I mean. It's the same thing. If you order it at 10 o'clock at night, it could be there by 8 a.m. if you do the overnight thing.
Man.
You're right. You may never have to set foot outside your house.
That's kind of a scary thought.
I know, seriously.
Right, Sydney? I mean,
Right.
but it's nice outside, so we should be getting out.
Right.
I know. I always try to run those errands when it is nice outside. So if you have
And at 5:26, let's take one more look outside before we go to break. This is in downtown Colorado Springs. You know what I like about this picture? I don't see any snow in it. It melted. All right, we'll be right back after this break. Good morning. Glad you're with us. I'm Rebecca Hager.
I'm Adam Atchison. It's been a busy night in southern Colorado. Let's start with what's breaking as you're waking up today.
Also breaking overnight, police are investigating whether that robbery may be linked to another one. This one was about an hour earlier, 1:30. Police are looking for a man they say tried to rob a store, the Loaf and Jug, near Pikes Peak and Circle. They say that man was also armed. The doors were locked, so he was not able to get in or take anything. An employee inside saw the man and called police.
As you wake up today, the presidential primary in Maine is still too close to call. It's really the only state at this point where we don't have an unofficial winner as of this morning.
Joe Biden won most of the states on the Democratic side. Bernie Sanders pulled off California, which is a huge get. As expected, President Trump has won all the states that have called a winner for Republicans. And right now, the results are in El Paso County, and the county says it had a high number of voters come out for yesterday's election.
11 News reporter Jenna Middaugh is joining us live this morning with more on that. Jenna, officials said it was a really busy day at
All the election results are scrolling at the bottom of your screen. We also have them posted on our homepage. Go to KKTV.com and it should be right on the front. Right now, police are searching for a man who took off in a car that someone left running. He then crashed it into a fence. It happened near Uinta Street and North 21st Street in Old Colorado City yesterday morning. The owner of the stolen car said it was warming up in front of their house when it was taken. We'll be asking police if the owner could face a ticket for leaving their car running unattended. Also happening today, we're expecting lane closures on Highway 24. Crews are scheduled to install signal and light poles. It's happening near 21st Street in Colorado Springs. The construction work is expected to happen today from 10 a.m. to 2 in the afternoon. CDOT suggests using alternate routes during the work times. A woman is dead following a shooting Monday night. It happened in Trinidad on Jackson Street. Police say the victim was pronounced dead by paramedics when they got to the scene. CBI has been called in to help with the investigation. It's not clear what led up to the shooting. If anyone does have information, call Trinidad Police on their tip line. That's 719-845-TIPS. Thank you. Nearly 600 drivers in Colorado are facing DUI charges after being arrested during the President's Day enforcement period. Troopers spent 11 days cracking down on drunk drivers. They arrested 577 impaired drivers during that time. Denver and Colorado Springs recorded the highest arrest totals. The Denver Police Department made 110 arrests. Colorado Springs Police made 64 arrests. The St. Patrick's Day DUI enforcement period begins next Friday. With growing fear over the coronavirus, DIA is taking some steps to make sure travelers stay safe. They're providing sanitary wipes for passengers to wipe down their plane seats. Don't forget those tray tables as well. They're also adding hand sanitizer stations around the airport for passengers to use. They're making sure trains and restrooms are sanitized frequently to prevent the spread of germs. This year's primary election saw candidates spending major money in Colorado. Coming up on 11 News this morning, which candidates spent the most and how that ended up for their campaign.
If you see breaking... Welcome back, everybody. I'm Adam Atchison.
I'm Rebecca Hager. Let's send things straight over to our meteorologist, Sydney Jackson, for those who have to head out at the top of the hour. How's it going?
Well,
All right, so with the coronavirus impacting so many gatherings, what happens if the illness impacts the Olympic Games this summer? NBC says it's covered. Comcast CEO Brian Roberts says his company is insured if the games are canceled. He also stressed, though, he believes the Olympics are not going to be canceled or delayed. The games are scheduled to take place July 24th through August 9th in Tokyo. The International Olympic Committee released a statement yesterday saying it is fully committed for the games to go on as scheduled, but added it will follow the advice of the World Health Organization. A man brought an unconventional +1 to his sister's wedding as fulfillment of a 5-year promise. You got to see these pictures. This is hilarious. He brought a llama.
This makes me laugh every time I see it.
What a brother, right? So this gag started 5 years ago when he said she was talking about her future wedding. He blurted out if he had to go, he was bringing a llama. So 5 years later, he rented one, named it Shock. Well, it was named Shocky for $400. Had a custom tuxedo made. The bride's friend was in on the joke, by the way. And that picture you just saw, the 2 llamas, those were fake. Those are at the sweetheart table.
Well, it's all you got to pull in the theme of llamas. I don't know how he thought of that.
Why?
How do you think of that? What's the first thing that you think of when your sister says, I'm going to get married in a few years?
Not bring a llama. I don't know.
We'll be back at 6. All right, well, you're likely waking up to a lot of alerts on your phone and political headlines this morning after Super Tuesday. And we've updated numbers right now on how Colorado and the rest of the nation voted.
So this is how things are looking across the country. Joe Biden was the big winner on Super Tuesday on the Democratic side. He's projected to win the most delegates in at least 9 states. But Bernie Sanders took home California, the state with the most delegates. So far, Maine is the only state that's not been called, but it appears to be leaning towards Biden.
Now, as expected, President Trump has won all of the states that have called a winner on the Republican ticket, but more to come. Laura Podesta has the latest for us.